Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. Today we are taking advantage of the freshly raised food prices due to the fact that every single raid we have a minus 0.1 energy recovery, which has also raised the food prices. So we're gonna do a quick food run in the back of Goshen. I would say you don't really need any specific gear for this. Just make sure you have a backpack and a rig. I'm wearing Paka, a cheap helmet, cheap everything. I don't generally run into a lot of trouble doing these raids. I did about 4 or 5 test runs, and I found one player at the back of Goshen. So obviously any run you do, you can run into people, but I haven't. That was the only person I ran into. So we're gonna make our way into the mall. If you spawn at the front of the mall, I would recommend going through the parking garage and get to the escalator that leads up to the Goshen. I will show you where it is when I'm going to the extract. But in general, you wanna at least either kill a scav, or the raid has to be at least 7 minutes long in order for you to not get a run through. So you have to keep that in mind. If you get like a really good spawn, if you spawn like at the back of the mall, and you come up from the elevator, then you'll get a really quick raid in, and you can leave through the power station car extract if you have spent enough time in the raid, or if you have killed a scav at least. So once you get to the tents here, these shelves, both of them, spawn food. They're quite rare, but still they spawn food occasionally, so it's worth checking them. This shelf here doesn't spawn any food, but there is food spawns over here, and also food spawns sometimes on the pallet here that you might want to check. So in general, you want to pick up every single food item. You can also pick up drinks, obviously. Pick up everything if you have the space, because it's all extra money at the end of the day. But if you, for some reason, don't have a big backpack, or you might even do this as a scav, so then you probably want to leave behind like the ice cream tea, for example, since that is cheap. These juices are not really worth carrying around. They're like less than 10k usually. Also, once you get to the back shelves here, sometimes food is on the ground as well. Almost missed this, so make sure you try and get everything. Sometimes food is behind the pallets here. But I have a decent sized backpack. This is like a level 2 backpack from level 2 Ragman, so pretty much everyone can get their eyes on it, their hands on it, I mean. And then once you get to the rubble here, we go back here and start looting these shelves. Not a lot of food in this one actually, compared to the other ones that I've done so far. It does happen, but usually you get a full bag at least. But like I said, it does vary the amount of food you get. Don't worry about it, just the more you do, the more food you're gonna get on average. If that even makes sense, I don't know. But just don't get discouraged just because you have one raid where there isn't a lot of food. So as you can see, this is my loot, full bag, couple things in my rig. Right now usually I would go for the car extract, but I want to show you the escalator and how to find it. So let's take the railway. As you can see, it took me almost 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, to loot up all of the food items. So this is the escalator, by the way, where the sandbags are. This is where you would come up from if you spawn at the front of the mall. If you spawn on the ollie side, you're gonna run past the hole in the ground, and then once you get to this blue pickup truck and these like tarps or whatever, you need to turn right or chain fences. But if you spawn on idea side, you run past the tents, and the tent where you can see the blue pickup is where you want to turn left towards the escalator. So it's very important to keep in mind. You have to either spend 7 minutes in the raid, or you get a run through, or you need at least 200 XP to not get a run through. So generally, if you kill a scab with a headshot, you'll and loot the food, then you'll have more than enough XP to not get a run through. But in general, this takes around like 8, I would say on average, like 8 minutes per raid. So you can do this about 7 times in an hour. Which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this run 7 times total, and then we'll see how much money we'll make. Or how much food we'll get, and then we're gonna sell it at the end of it. As you can see, I've passed the 7-minute mark now. Once you start the interchange raid, it's gonna be 40 minutes. A 40-minute raid, obviously, so... It's gonna take me around 8 minutes. Or less than 8 minutes, but... So, as you can see, it took me almost 8 minutes. So I'm gonna do this run like 6 more times. And then we're gonna see how much food we got in total. To see like how much I would get like in an hour. I know I'm not gonna count I'm not gonna take the loading times into account. Loading times are kind of hard to take into account because sometimes it's 2 minutes, sometimes it's 5 minutes. So I'll see you guys once I've done 6 more raids, and then we're gonna sell everything and see how much money we could potentially make in an hour, or 1 hour in terms of raid time at least. Alright, my friends, 7 raids have been completed, including the raid that you saw. It took me around 55 minutes. This is all the loot that we got. Obviously, filled up my stash pretty much all the way. I have almost no space left. But I'm gonna sell this now. Here's my money before. I'm gonna sell it all. I'm gonna show you the fee, and then I'm gonna show you the actual profit, and then we'll go from there. See you after it's all sold. Alright, my friends, as you can see, everything has been sold. Our total fee was 586,000 rubles. So let's see what Ragman has for us here in terms of rubles. As you can see, quite a few rubles here. Get all of it. Alright, and our total profit is 2,955,000 rubles, which is a pretty decent chunk of change if you ask me. And like I said, the whole thing took us 55 minutes in raid time. If you don't count the loading times, obviously it's a little longer than that if you count the loading times. But in general, I think everyone should be doing this, or everyone that's watching this video should at least do it once or twice to get free rubles and take advantage of the Halloween event. Thanks for watching, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.